Okay.
Um, man, thank you so much for being here. This is really cool. Uh, I've been
Thank you for
following you
having
for,
me.
yeah, of course. I've been following you for a couple years, really, just because we have a similar name and with our with our brand, right? And then
Yes.
I'm so proud of anytime a military veteran, especially when people separate from the military to pursue and chase their own dreams, because it just shows that maybe the military is not meant for everybody, but maybe sometimes the military is just meant for people to use as a platform to launch them into where they're truly supposed to go. And you have, girlfriend, you have owned it, and it's amazing. It's inspiring.
Oh, thank you, Martin. No, I appreciate it. It's funny because when you said we have similar names, I was like, Martin, Haley. I was like, I don't know how that's similar.
With the
That's what my
torch.
mind. I know with the torch. I'm okay. I'm also in Vegas right now at like a restaurant. So if it's too loud, like I can get out of here. But if it's okay, it's fine. I'm about to. I have a flight at 6 o'clock, so I'm probably gonna have to like maybe like end this around in like 30 minutes ish or so. If that's
Yeah, let me
okay.
set. Yeah,
Okay. I'm
set a
sorry,
20-minute
Martin.
timer. Yeah, no problem. I'm
I
gonna
mean, we
set a
can
20-minute.
record it longer. Yeah, I just, I mean, I'm sure I can probably do like 45 minutes or something like that, but I'm going to have to run after that. I'm so sorry. I wanted to make sure I still could do this, but yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Hey, another thing that we have in common. My daughter's name is Haley, and she spells it the same exact way that you do.
Smart. That's the only way
Yeah,
to spell it. I love that. How cool. How old is she?
she's 12, uh, and that's yeah,
A
it's fun.
great age. Such
Yeah,
a
it's
great age.
yeah, and she's getting into a lot of different things, but she's very creative, and she's very much into strong female, entrepreneurs, people, women just getting after it. Um,
That's
but
great. She needs good role models like that. That's,
yeah,
I help another Haley out as much as I can.
hey, I was
Martin, thank you so much for having me. This is awesome. I love the synergy within our brands, and I'm just excited to be here. Thank you.
yeah, the synergy of our brand, because I really appreciate the message you sent me on Instagram just about you mentioned the synergy, and I actually came up with a cheer for us. You being a former NFL cheerleader, if you want me
Oh my
to,
gosh.
if you want me to perform it, I can. But if not, no big deal. But I do have one if you want it. I'm just gonna
I
do it
need it.
anyway. Okay.
I need it. I need it. I need
And I'm
it.
talking kind of quiet right now because I'm in a hotel room and I know my neighbor can hear me, but that's okay. All right. Here we go. This is so lame, but I thought about this today. TORCH torch. TORCH torch. TORCH torch. Passing the torch. Yeah. Hey, when are 49er cheerleaders? When are the tryouts again for the 49er cheerleaders? Because I'm gonna give it a shot. I think I got this.
I think Penn State. I think you should go for a college team first, and then we'll go
Yeah.
professional. All right. Yeah. That
Hey, I
was
do have some.
awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know we're somewhat compressed for time, but before I get into some serious may I start off by giving you a compliment? I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but would it be okay if I gave you a compliment?
Of course,
Of course,
Martin. You're
yeah.
so sweet.
You were absolutely stunning, and also your positive energy and your vibe really come through, whether listening to you on podcast or TV. I listened to all 7 episodes of your podcast this week.
Woo.
Shout out to Grams and Mace Kern. Hello, Mace Kern,
Oh,
right? Dope.
Gem.
Yeah.
You're so sweet.
But
Thank
speaking
you.
of podcasts and TV, why is life great right now?
Life is so great right now because now I feel like after Shark Tank, I have an opportunity to really leverage the exposure and to do some really awesome stuff for the brand. Like, we are looking to book a really big military influencer to come into the brand. And I just think like having the reputation of Shark Tank, like there's just a lot of doors that are about to be open. So I'm just excited for the opportunities for the brand and what we're going to do in 2024.
Are you looking for an active duty military person, like a female, to be a brand ambassador for you, an actual female? Because I have someone I could probably link you up with. I know she follows
Yeah.
you, and she has a huge social media following. Um,
Okay. Yes,
yeah.
I'm here for all the girls. I
But
know her. Yes, she's already my influencer. Yeah,
oh, okay, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Sorry, yeah.
yeah.
But she was a
No,
past guest. But
she's
um,
awesome.
yeah, I mentioned about like whether just listening to you on, or watching you on Shark Tank, and then I listened to multiple episodes of your podcast, to include when you were a guest on other podcasts. Shout out to Veteran Maid Carrie Kite, because he was a guest on mine, and dope is
Nice.
dope,
I love
and
Carrie.
yeah, dope is dope and real is real. Um,
Yeah.
but do you? I think, because I imagine when you were going through this transition from the military to what you're doing now, there's probably some naysayers out there. But do you think, as a society, we should revise our definition of success and how it's achieved?
I think the more and more people lean into their authenticity, the better. So, whether that is defining success, whether that is your fashion, whether that is, how you present yourself in any way, the more authentic you can be, the better, because then you can find your tribe and then you
Yeah.
can feel fulfilled. And it's more about you being in alignment with your best self. And I truly do believe that success just comes along with living in alignment.
So with that, what's your advice for anyone, and even for you personally? How do you recognize the opportunities that are right in front of you?
Well, I listen to my gut. I hate to say it, but your intuition is usually right. If you have that good feeling, somebody kind of comes to you, messages you, you bump into somebody. I always like to take every opportunity and at least be open to it. So I'll just listen. I'm very much of an observant person. I try to listen less more than I talk. So I'll listen, and then I will kind of see what my future goals are. And if it's not in alignment, then I just respectfully decline. And if it is, then I just go for it. Even if it's challenging, even if it's a little scary. Like, for example, I'm preparing to do a TED Talk in March. So I'm really excited about that. But it's one of those things where it's definitely going to step outside my comfort zone. So I would say if there's an opportunity that feels in alignment and also challenges you, go for it.
I actually have two questions on that. Well, three. One's a rando. Are you in Vegas because of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I am.
What are you doing specifically?
So there's another Air Force veteran. His name is Ben Garland. Have you heard of him?
Yeah. And he was a
Oh, okay.
reservist, right? Yeah, and he played for the 49ers and I think the Falcons. Yeah, offensive
Exactly.
lineman, right? Yeah.
Correct. You were on top of it. I love it, Martin. We're going to have to talk about all that later. But me and him became friends because I cheered for the Falcons and I cheered for the Niners. So
Yeah.
our paths kept crossing. And I'm in California now. I live there, and he just hit me up and he's like, "You should come out. There's an event that I want you to meet some people, network, all that stuff." And so I just flew out for the day. I'm flying back to California today. So not here for the game, but here for the Super Bowl event.
You're so popular. It's awesome.
No, it's the military community though. Like, we all take care of each other. Like, Ben, like, that's what I love about the military community, because we all look out for each other. So I'm grateful for that.
And I've noticed just even the past couple of years, there's been so many emerging military type podcasts, and just and it's like overnight, it seems like it went from like 2 to like 2,000, but then no one's trying to outdo one another. Everyone's just building a bigger table so we can all eat MREs together, right?
Literally squeeze the peanut butter onto the crackers.
Hey, you mentioned the TED Talk, and two questions on that. To me, the toughest conversations we have are often with ourselves. And even me as a man, I'm 42 years old, and I have tough conversations.
Really?
Yeah.
You
go
look
ahead.
good, Martin. You look good.
Yeah. I've been tanning.
You look good.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm 42, and since I was 25 years old, I drink at least a gallon of water a day, every single day. And I've done that since I was 25. And I don't smoke, and I do drink, but not really a whole lot. But That's enough about
That's the
me.
secret. That's the
Yeah,
secret. I love it. Everyone, that is Martin's skincare routine. Just drink a gallon of water. We love that.
I appreciate that. But again, but I have tough conversations with myself. But what's your advice? How can someone replace their limited beliefs and confidence in favor of creating an empowered inner dialogue that ignites a success mindset? And I know I'm kind of hitting some questions at you, but I wanted to ask some different questions because I know you've been talking a lot about Shark Tank, and I want to just go a little bit different direction because you are an amazing blueprint that people could follow. You're a leader, and it's cool. But anyway, just to repeat that, to me, the toughest conversations we have are often with ourselves. How can someone replace their limited beliefs and confidence in favor of creating an empowered inner dialogue that ignites a success mindset?
Oh, I love this question, Martin. So, first things first, it's going to take some practice, but whether you're doing an activity that you love or you feel like you're not, there's like, let's just say working out, for example. If you are working out and in the back of your head, you're constantly saying, this is so hard. I'm so tired. This is brutal. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to be doing this right now. How good is your workout going to be? It's going to be brutal. So there is a psychology. Basically, if you tell your brain, just like, this is what I just started doing this. Like, even if you say, I love this, I love this, I love this, that's the same response. Your brain is going to have the same response as if you say to yourself, I love this, I love this, I love this. So it doesn't really matter how like enthusiastic you are. When I'm working out or if I'm doing something that's challenging to me, I just immediately identify the negative limiting beliefs that I put on myself, like, this is so hard, I can't do this. I identify it, and obviously we're all human, so they're going to come up, but I just identify it and just slowly shift yourself into just saying, I love this, I choose this. And it doesn't even have to be with enthusiasm. So I'll literally be working out, I'll be like, I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this, but it still gets me better, gets me through it better. So I always just say, just those little mindset shifts of, I love this, I choose this, this is good for me. Saying those things when you're going after your goals. And the next thing I would say is, like, when you're going after your goals, again, there's going to be so many challenges, but you want to almost shift your thinking into, this is bigger than myself. Like, I think we get kind of in our own heads, like, oh, people are looking at me, or this, the comparison, whatever, blah, blah. Like, you have to think about, this is bigger than you. If you're a parent, if you're part of a team, if you're a leader, like, do it for the group. Be that person, and you will get the strength from your community. And that's kind of what's helped me kind of have more of a successful mindset, because it's like, I'm doing it for others. It's not just about me. It's doing it for others and helping others.
No, that's great. You mentioned the TED Talk. What's your TED Talk going to be about?
Performing under pressure.
Oof, I got two more questions for you now. The first one is, if you were to give a TED Talk about, because you're a cheerleader, you're a veteran, entrepreneur, just amazing. If you were to give a TED Talk for something for which you were not known for, what would it be? Follow-up question is, what's your advice for handling pressure when expectations continue to rise?
Okay. I would give a TED, if I wasn't, this is something I'm not, people don't really know about me, right? Something I'm good at, but like, what I would give a TED Talk on if people don't, like, the topic people don't know about me. This is confusing. Wait.
Yeah. So, like, some people have a hidden talent, right? And for me,
Got it.
yeah, I don't know. Like, everyone's got something random. Like, I think I was reading I'm a huge NBA fan, and I mean, I love basketball, especially the NBA. And I think
Awesome.
I saw like Kobe Bryant was a big artist, right? And
Yeah.
if no one ever expect that from him, or expect him to give a talk about that. But yeah, what's something like you play the violin, or who knows?
Well, okay, I did play the flute, so back in high school. I feel like it would be that, or it would be like the importance of reading. I'm a big reader. I love to read, so I don't know, maybe something like that.
What book is on your nightstand right now?
Good to great.
Oh, by Jim Collins. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm releasing a
What was the
podcast on.
second? Oh, sorry.
I'm releasing a podcast on Monday with it's one I recorded with author and leadership consultant Ryan Hawk. And anyway, but he talks about Good to Great by Jim Collins, and it's and many people reference that. The second question I asked was, what's your advice on handling expectations when the pressure continues to rise?
Yeah. And I'm tweaking this for my TED Talk, but I think breath work is really important. I mean, it's as simple as that. Right before I went on Shark Tank, I was doing all the breath work. I'm going to kind of walk through that in my presentation. So that's pretty basic. But then I would say, if it wasn't, you wouldn't even have the opportunity if you weren't ready for it. I think that's a mindset that I like to have, because I keep putting myself in situations and I keep setting these higher goals, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I don't really have anybody leading the way for me. I'm kind of trying to trailblaze my own path, and I just keep telling myself, whenever I get in these situations, I'm like, if I wasn't ready for this, I wouldn't even be here. So I'm like, well, we're just gonna go for it.
Nah, I love it. Going back to reading, because I'm an avid reader, and I really didn't start reading. Obviously, I read books in high school, right? But between, and I've been in for 21 years in the Air Force.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks. And thank you again. Shout out to Grams. Grams, if you're listening, thank you for your service. I appreciate, and I'm enlisted, so I appreciate Grams for paving the way for me.
Oh,
and not just me, but so many others.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Brian.
I graduated in 2000, basically from 2000 to 2016 or 17. I really just didn't read. And but I started reading, and then since then I've read a lot of books, but it's helped me become such a better leader and just better listener, communicator. There's been so many things I've taken from books and applied to. I'm actually reading Hidden Genius right now by Paulina Pompliano, and it's a Hidden Genius. And anyway, you can look it up and it'll tell you what the book's about. And subscribe to her newsletter. It's awesome.
I love this. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I have a couple random questions for you. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. Are we still good on time? I'm trying to be respectful.
I think we're pretty good. I think, let me see. I should be fine. I think we should have like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you filter to know which perspectives are worth listening to?
Oh, God, I love this question. I was just in a situation where, and it kind of happens a lot as entrepreneurs, right? People want to know about your business and they want to give you all this advice. And I think at the end of the day, again, it's kind of a gut feeling when you're just like, I observe and I listen and I let people kind of talk themselves into either a hole, or I talk themselves into a situation where I'm like, all right, that actually kind of makes sense. So again, I don't think you should shut down anybody or any ideas right off the bat. You give people the opportunity, and I like to say give people like trial runs. I'm like, okay, you have an idea, you come to me. Let's talk about it, and let's kind of maybe work on one project together. Let's see how that works. And then if it feels good, if there was results and it was great, awesome. But if it's not, and like there isn't anything that comes out of it, I think it's just very experimental, and just have to kind of go with your gut when you're just like, I just didn't even like the feeling of working with this person, or whatever. Like this advice didn't work or whatever. It's just like taking like little bite-sized things from people and going from there. I don't, but eventually you're going to feel like this doesn't really make any sense. It's not working for me. So you kind of have to have your goals in your head, like too. And like, this is really what I'm feeling aligned with, but you can't be so stuck on your own goals that you can't take anybody's advice. So have your plan, have specific plans, allow people to help you with that, and then be open to it. And if it's working and it can continue working, it'll continue to grow. But again, have trial periods with people that this just isn't feeling right. Like we just need to go separate ways.
One last serious question, then I want to get into two closeout fun questions. One question I know for a fact you're going to love, so I'm going to set that up at the end. But just following up on the last question, what tips do you have for people who want to not only survive criticism, but grow from it? Because I'm sure there was a lot of people when you were lieutenant, right? What are you doing? You need to stay in. You're making a mistake, or because you're probably on the cusp of making captain, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the timeline, so I'm sure like you're making a mistake and blah blah blah. But again, what tips do you have for people who want to not only survive criticism but grow from it?
Woo! My goodness. I mean, you should look at my comment sections right now, Martin, from people absolutely railing me. It's just random people with like, no faces on
Haters,
Instagram.
and it pisses me off.
Haters.
Like it's making me mad, and I was like, hold on, but sorry, go ahead.
You
It's all my
know,
burner account. It's all my burner accounts.
literally, I'm just like, what are these people doing? Um, it's funny because Patrick Mahomes' wife, they're in the Super Bowl, but she just came out, she was in Sports Illustrated swimsuit, and like the caption was like, "I take criticism as a compliment." Like, and it was just such like a savage comment to say. Like, as a woman too, I feel like we're always
Yeah.
very like critical of ourselves, but I kind of love that because I feel like if you're not doing anything that is like impactful, I mean, it's not going to be easy. So you have to look at it as if those 30% of people are taking the time out of their day to be nasty, they clearly have other things. Because it's like, for me as a person, I don't have time for like, I'm like, to be hating on other people, I'm like, I don't have time for any of that. So I know what type of person I am, and that's the people I like to keep around me. None of the people who have criticized me are part of my circle. So as long as it's like coming from people you don't care about, I mean, it just is what it is. Like, you gotta just leave it and even maybe clap back, make it funny, but don't take things personally because everybody's living their life. Everybody has their things. Just to realize that we're all human and we're all figuring things out. And I feel bad for the people who actually take the time to do that. So just realize that you're on a different path and not everyone's going to love that for you. And that's okay. And that's normal. And that's just human. So, lean into the 90% of people who are cheering you on though, like you are, and, really focus on the positive. It's just so awesome because if you focus on it, you realize just how blessed you truly are and the support that's been, for Torch, meeting people like you, like it cancels out all the bullshit.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for that. Deion Sanders had a quote last year. He said, "Don't let my confidence offend your insecurities." And that is something that's really stuck with me. And also, I mentioned Ryan Hawk. I believe his dad, or either his dad or grandfather, he quoted in one of his books, and he said, "If you're doing something of note, people will either write about it or talk about it." So, right?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
love that. All right, two last, real quick. What's last three questions? They're very quick. I'm gonna add one more. What's the name of our cheerleading movie? You and I are the main characters. What's the name of it?
Fired up.
Fired Up. Good. There you go. Good. Um, so I've had
I
my
think that's the
podcast.
movie.
It's good. I've had my podcast since January of 2018, and I end every podcast with the same question. Coincidentally, it's a question that you ask on podcast, and great minds think alike. But if there was a giant billboard, you know what? If there was a billboard being advertised during the 49ers football game, during the Super Bowl, or if you could place a billboard anywhere in the world with your message on it for everyone to see and read, maybe it's a Super Bowl, maybe it's somewhere else, where would you want that billboard to be, and what would you want that message to say?
Mm. Oh, let's stick with the Super Bowl because I'm here in Vegas and so many people watch this thing. And I know so many military people do as well. I'm going to stay for my brand. I'm very like entrepreneurial focused right now. It's going to be very focused on promoting Torch. And I think it's going to say something like, this is a good marketing exercise. Something like, welcome to your fearless girl era or something like that.
Ooh,
Like, I don't know. We have that kind of on our website now, but I just feel like it's like we are a door to women being so like fired up and fearless, and I just want them to feel that when they wear our product. So welcome to your fearless girl era.
Can I have one bonus question?
Yeah,
All right, that's great. I love that. It actually sounds like a Taylor Swift album. That'll,
exactly. It's all on brand.
yeah,
See, I had to pull everything. I was like
yeah.
pulling the Niners, but yep, yep.
All right, so one day a movie will be made about your life, and
We'll see.
and if it was narrated, if it was narrated by your grandmother, what is a cut or what or if your grandmother can narrate a movie about your life or maybe one scene from your life, what's that one moment from your life that you would want captured in your movie and for your grandmother to narrate? I know I'm hitting you deep. I'm sorry before your flight. So you're going to be thinking about all these questions on the flight. Like, I should have said this.
I know. I try to brain dump after these. I'm like, just let it go. I don't know what I said, but like just let it go. So I think it's gonna have to be my commissioning ceremony at Penn State.
I love that. That's that's beautiful. That's really cool.
We
Yeah.
cried. We cried. I would love to hear from her perspective, like what that meant to her since she was enlisted, and she's been part of this military journey for me, and that was a huge accomplishment because I was struggling getting through college. I
And I'm
It
assuming
was very hard.
that was your first salute, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Um Hey
It's
Haley,
special.
I don't want to take up any more of your time. If you ever want to do this again, I have so many more things to talk about with you, and I know we were kind of just going like quick hits, but if you know of anyone else that you think would be a great guest for my podcast, please let me know or please tell them about me. I'm trying to continue growing my show, and for you, this is episode number 50 when I publish it, so you were episode number 50 for me. Yeah. Um,
I love that. Congratulations.
yeah, thank you, and congratulations on your success because it's I don't know, it's you're inspiring, and I'm 42 years old. Like I'm older than you. I've been in longer, but you're someone I look up to as a mentor and someone that I'd want to follow. Yeah, I appreciate you. And what can I
Of
do for
course.
you?
Oh, you can just keep being you, Martin. Just keep being you. I love supportive people, and you're just incredible. So I'll come up with something though. Don't worry, we're friends now, and I'm going to connect you with some girls that I know you will love and adore.
Mm-mm. Oh, and that's military and civilian people on my podcast, active duty and veterans. 2024, this is going to be a big year for me. My podcast, my numbers doubled last year because I really started going all in, and
Yeah.
like I feel I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like this is going to be a monster year for me, and uh, and I want to share it with people, right? I want to bring people along with me. But yeah, if you got people throwing my way, shout me out or you know.
I
And I'll
will.
probably release
I
this
will.
on the 19th of February.
Amazing. I love it. Yeah, just let me know. I'll promote it. You're awesome. I would love to help you in any way, any type of collaboration, or if there's an event coming up, I'll keep you updated, and I'll give you my cell too, just so if you need anything, just text me.
I appreciate it. Haley, thank you so much. Safe travels. And again, please keep rocking and shout out again to Grams. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Martin.